YouTubers, here we go. Hey now. Alright, YouTubers, we're out here today at the GTX. Well, last time they were out here. General Tire used to be here, as you can see. It's all empty, tore down, but supposedly, well, not supposedly, it is. They have they must have had a pit, is what I'm understanding. There's a pit where it holds all the toxic chemicals from these factories. And what I understand is they haven't cleaned it up in over, what, since 2007? Now I just went on line and seen in Kirtland, Indiana, a bunch of kids and stuff are getting cancers, and they couldn't figure out why, and it's because of basically reasons like this. This chemical is getting a water tablet, and you drink it, and it's cancerous, amongst a lot of other things, I'm sure. I don't know who. I think the mayor of Wabash has control of this site. Something happened, from what I understand from before. There was a court battle, or whoever owned it or whatever kind of skated and got out of it. I don't know how. We don't get out of nothing. We have to be responsible for everything we do. But I'm trying to get information of what's going on with this place, why it's not been cleaned up. This is in the middle of, as you can see, residential area. That road has houses all the way down it. There's houses all over the place, all the way to the other end over there. There's houses. I see they got a private property, authorized employees only. So you can't walk in there, not legally. I'm on the side of the road, which I'm good. I'm in public. But I'd sure like to know what that excavator out there has been doing. They said they've been doing work slowly. I don't know what that means. You know, because they have to get rid of those toxins. You know, how do you get rid of it slowly? I guess it's millions and millions of dollars to clean it up. That's where the problem started. But you just can't move forward and start building this and building that, and you know, how about clean this up first? The mayor plans on putting housing additions in here. I wouldn't buy any house that's sitting on any chemical facilities that was there before, because you just don't know. How do you know? How do you keep your kids and family safe? We'll walk down this way a little bit. They seem to be running an excavator over here. And that's another thing, if you're downwind from any of this, you know, you're going to get hit with chemicals. Franklin, that's what happened to them. They got in the air, in the water tablet, I just don't know where that's at. As far as the location here though. Because there's guys working over there. Not sure why they're digging over here. They're definitely digging. Not sure. This guy would come over here, I'd talk to him. Find out where is it at? It might be in multiple locations because General Tire set on there first. They did their thing. And GTX bought them. But General Tire was here for a long time. Pretty big equipment. You can see that. Hopefully this gentleman will come over here. Give me a little information. But this is a huge place. I'm gonna say this is like 40, 50 acres. Pretty big. The sign's right there, so it's the fence, I guess, it's trespassing.
These two pieces are still connected. I can't get in to cut them. And I think this bottom piece of rebar going into this bottom block. I'm trying to get this bottom one and see if that piece is going into it. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. Besides these two pieces.
Well, it sounds like they're in the middle of cleaning it up, but not the toxins. From what I understand, the toxins are in like a, from what I understand, it was like underground, and it was built in a way where concrete and, you know, the toxins would gather up and they'd get rid of it. I don't think this is it. This just seems like a cleanup. So the toxins are probably not in this location, but more in this location. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of workers here, but well, they could be on lunch. But as you can see, there's a plateau over there, concrete slab. This was all General Tire, GTX building all the way down here, but it's been stripped and cleaned up. Don't know who paid for it. Can't focus. Come on. It's not focusing. But you can see them out there. Can't go through this fence, it won't focus. So there's like that site there that they're at. Let's see if we can do it again. Out there. I'm sure there's more down there. I would like to go to the surrounding areas and just see how their health is, if there's any issues. Because, you know, you can breathe this stuff, which Luckily, the wind's coming from behind me, so I feel pretty good about not getting contaminated. Who knows? They don't tell you much, right? They don't tell you much at all. All right, let me stop you. Well, I gotta keep it going, don't I? Keep it going. Yeah, so this is a huge place. Huge place. I just don't know how big the contamination is. That's something that would be very nice to get some information on, since you live in a city of this. I bet you the Franklin people are pretty hot. When they found out what they found out, they probably wish they would have investigated it, which is what I'm doing. Because if this gets in our water tablet, we're in the same boat as Franklin, Indiana. With everybody there, you know, they said a whole bunch of people there got cancer, a bunch of kids. I don't know, much about that, but I certainly would not want to get involved, or let it go where. See, it goes all the way down there. Way down that building down there is the end of it. And it goes as far as the road to the tree line over there. And then obviously over there, there's the tree line. But I don't know what they're doing out here. I heard they were doing tests to see, they were checking it. I don't know what they're checking it for, because honestly, if it's toxic, it's toxic. You're gonna have to clean it up. It ain't gonna go away. But I heard they've been testing it to make sure. I don't know why they're testing. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense. But let's walk down this way. So you got houses across the street here, businesses, car wash, and on the other side of the car wash is houses. There's houses all over here. So, and the wind usually comes from this direction. So people behind me, if it's been blowing in the wind, they've definitely been exposed. Now, when I read the 2016 information that Scott Long put up, the mayor of Wabash, it stated on there that it wasn't as bad as what they thought. Well, this has been like this. This has been, what, 2007? It must be awful dang bad. 2007, really? And they're still doing stuff, which I have no idea. I don't think it has anything to do with the cleanup, because they have no contaminating containers or anything like that. It looks like they're just getting everything else ready, so when they do get it cleaned up, they want to build houses on there, additions. Well, you can have that. I don't want to get involved with that. There's a pizza place right here. I like going here sometimes. It's directly across and right in line with all the stuff. So let's go talk to them and see if they've had any issues, or if they've heard any issues. I have heard that a lot of people are getting cancer in this town, and they're blaming the facilities, which is about 3 miles that way, 4 miles that way, than it is downwind. So I cannot say that's not the reason, but Franklin and here's too much alike. That's why I decided to investigate. This is called Goodfellows. pizza. It's got good pizza. Ooh. Smells really good.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just doing a investigation of this GTX over here.
Oh, okay.
And you guys are directly away, across from it. Have you had any issues? Because it's been like this since 2007 with all these toxics and stuff.
Let me go get. I don't think so. Let me get Terry.
Okay. Yep. Come on down and get a pizza.
Okay.
I'm investigating GTX, General Tire,
Yeah.
Toxic waste.
There's some toxic waste.
That's what they're saying.
You know what? When all this started, they came over here. They tested it all in front of us.
Right.
The state did. They came in. They drilled holes in our floor because we wanted to know too. They never found anything. Anything under that asphalt, they never found.
Well,
now,
could you-
supposedly back there by the railroad tracks, there may be some contamination. There wasn't anything out here.
Well, did you hear about the Franklin, Indiana episode? Same thing. It got in the water tablet. It didn't have to get out what you're talking about. It got in the water tablet, and you can't filter that out. People are drinking it, and they're all getting cancer. And it's almost the same thing here. Because I just went down to City Hall, and they said, no, we ain't got to clean it up yet.
Well, I've been here in this location 22 years. I was here when they were there.
Right.
I've lived in Wabash my whole life.
Right.
My in-laws retired from General Tire 40 plus years.
Yep.
They were 92 and 86 when they passed,
Awesome.
and they didn't have cancer.
Well, no, this
And
is
they-
after the fact.
Okay, well,
But
like
what
I
I'm
said-
going, I'm going around just asking questions
no.
because from when I worked out at Castings, number one thing I heard, they're blaming Castings and all of them for a big uptick in cancer in the city. My thought is, I seen that video and I'm like, could be.
I would, to be honestly, I wouldn't believe it. Only because, like I said, when they first started tearing that down, those guys that come over here and buy pizza or whatever, and it's been
Right.
sitting there. But
Right.
they immediately, and I believe they were from the state because we got some kind of report. But
Right.
that's been, how long have they been gone? 15 years maybe?
2007 when it went out of business.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been
16
sitting
years.
there with that in there.
But they came in, they started, well, but if it was going to be in there, that factory's been there 60 some years. You'd have thought that from all that would have leached down in and been down here then, if it had been sitting there that long.
Yeah.
It's not something that's just going to happen when they tear the building down. in my
Right,
opinion.
right. Oh, I agree.
But
Well, it's
they-
designed where it keeps it underground where they can get it out, but they didn't do that and went through a big court battle. And I don't know why they're not responsible. I mean, we're responsible for what we do. Now the city's pretty much stuck with it because he wants to build. It'd be great for you to build houses,
Yeah.
and that's what they plan to do. But I just want to make sure it's done right.
Well, like I said, they came over here, they put holes out here all the way down there. Then they asked if they could come to my building. I'm like, yeah, because I want to know if there's something. They dug holes in our floor back here underneath the sinks and drilled down in, and and they did all that stuff. We got a report from the state.
Right.
They didn't find anything.
Well, the
So I
funny
was
thing,
satisfied.
the funny part was I was asking for the report. Went to the health department. He has nothing.
You might check with the state.
So I went to the city hall. Scott has it all. So I FOIA'd it because I want to read up on it and see where we're at with this because
What's your name?
I'm Brian Thompson. I'm a journalist for Wabash. Actually, I go around, advertise your business, bring the news because the paper in his town is a joke. It's like 2 days a week. By the time you find out something emergency going on, it's 3 days later.
Yeah, I agree.
So I decided, let's go out and just report the news. I just started doing this probably about 3 months ago, and just started doing the content and stuff. So I'm just getting getting warmed up with it. But when I seen that Franklin interview, I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds like the same thing. They built houses on the addition and everything. and that's when they had the problems. But I can't, I don't know. I'm just investigating.
Yeah.
And the best thing to do is talk to the people.
Right. Yeah,
And you're right across from it, downwind from it. So,
we never had any issues.
okay.
You know.
Do you know how far down they dug?
I don't. It seemed like forever because I kept thinking, oh my God, they're going to hit something. But, you know.
Okay. Well,
Because, I mean, they let us stand back there and they did, you know. And I don't remember if that was the only place. It seems like they were in the parking lot too, maybe. I know they did it out front here.
I'm sure they did.
But I think that was the
everywhere.
only place in the building, maybe.
You know what that's a sign of? They don't know if it escaped where it's been contained.
Well, I mean,
at.
I'm sure that
That's
that,
scary.
that plant had been there for 50, 60 years, or
Yeah.
however many, I don't know how many years it had been there.
Yeah, my
But,
uncle and stuff worked there too.
Yeah, and, you know, like I said, my in-laws worked there. They both retired after 40 plus years.
Right.
And I'm sure they were exposed to all kinds of stuff, but they never got cancer. They
Yeah.
never got, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, they did it right then. I want to make sure they're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Before they build homes on there, is it really safe?
Yeah.
I don't want to see kids get cancer and families
Sure.
die and all that.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I'm doing it. I mean,
Now, and like I said, my understanding was anywhere there was asphalt, there was no problem. It was just back there where by the railroad
yeah. I
track.
walked all the way back in there, and it looks like they're doing a cleanup, getting ready,
Oh,
but they haven't done the cleanup itself yet.
They had big backhoes there.
Yeah.
and
But they have
semi
like
there.
toxic containers.
Oh, I don't know.
because that's what
I
they
can only
put
just
it in.
see the backhoes and stuff from here.
Oh, you'd notice because it's a big. It'll be like a container they seal up
Oh, okay.
because you don't want to transport that on the roads.
No, right.
Open.
But I can't. I don't know how far back that goes.
I'm just guessing by looking 40, 50 acres.
This whole thing.
The
I
whole
think is
thing.
67.
Oh, I was close.
I think it's 67 acres.
Okay.
I think
That's
it's
big.
67. I might be. I think that's what the paper had.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go around and just see who wants to make any. I mean, like I said, I'm just filming it. I'm not saying nothing and just let them talk. And if they got
The
problems,
people, well, I can tell you who's been here for. People right next door just moved in. Well, maybe within 6 months ago. I don't know about the people on down there. If a lot of them have been here for a while.
sure.
The car wash has been here forever. Beacon Credit Union's they've had a business there forever. They're renters there. They just moved in not too long ago. I think the lady in the brown house over here that's been there for a while. I don't know, her name's Pam, but I don't know what her last name is.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been here 22 years. Actually, we started across the street where they tore that building down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've been in this building for 22.
That was like a little mini mart or something, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember
We
that.
leased that
I remember
for the
that.
first year.
Yeah.
And then we bought this. And then
Who owns it now? Because I see there's still parking.
I think the guy at the car wash does.
Okay. Well, he's lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know what you need a parking lot for a car wash.
Well, you know what? He bought he bought the building and had stored, I think, supplies and stuff in it. And then it started falling down, so he tore it down.
Okay.
I don't know what he's ever going to do with it, but
Right.
his
And you're-
name is Ted Bucher.
Okay.
Yeah, Ted Bucher.
And what was your name?
Terry Weaver.
Terry Weaver. Weaver. I went to school with some Weavers. I went to Southwood.
No, my maiden name's Winchester, so I didn't.
I got you.
My husband's a Weaver, but they lived out north of town.
And how long you run this business?
We started it from the ground
From
floor,
over there to
2003.
here. Okay. Well, I've been coming here. I mean, I've been here lately, but definitely got great pizza.
Thank you.
I even come here and I don't even know if you got it on the menu, but I always say chicken bacon ranch. I don't know if you have it.
We do, right here.
Okay.
There's a menu. Yeah.
I think when I was ordering first on, did you have it first on?
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
Somewhere.
we didn't start it. That's not true. But we started it the sandwich, probably pretty close to the start.
Okay.
Because and I remember that just because I had a college girl working for me, and she came up with this sandwich, and we tried it, and then everyone liked it, and then I made a pizza, and now I sell 10 of them.
Right.
So you make every extra.
Well, that's great. That's great. So everybody just come in here and grab some pizza if you're close by. In Wabash, Indiana.
Am I on camera?
You are.
You probably should have told me that to start with.
You don't want to be videoed? I'm giving you advertisement on your business.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but
I'm not. You know, people don't realize camera. Everybody's got a camera. You only look as bad as you make yourself look, and you look great. You answer questions. You got a business going. I mean, you're not doing nothing wrong. So.
Well, I know. I know. But
All right. Well, you have a great day.
thank you. You too.
Okay. Oh. Well, you can see it from here. I don't know why she's got a problem with filming. It's just so silly. Everybody's got a camera. Everybody's got a camera. The news people come around, CNN and all of them, I don't think they have a problem with that. For some reason they got a problem with independent journalists. I could walk down here at 60 acres. It's a long ways down there. But that's where I did the FOIA with the mayor. And we're going to see what information I can get out of it. All right? I don't think I'm going to. Let's go this way. Yeah. Oh. I don't think anybody's home. We'll do this one later. I just wanted to show you guys that, and then I seen the business and I wanted to talk to them. I hope you guys can hear me. It's pretty windy out there. So, we'll end this video where it's at until I can get some more information on it. You guys have a great day. See you.